A day after the United States launched airstrikes targeting the Islamic State camps in northwestern Nigeria, Abuja said that more strikes are expected in the coming days against the jihadist groups in the country. It also added that the Christmas Day attack on ISIS camps was a joint operation. Now, Nigeria's foreign minister in several television interviews said that the operation is still ongoing, while adding that they provided intel for Washington to carry out the strikes. The foreign minister said that he had spoken on U.S. Secretary of State Marco Rubio over the phone ahead of the strikes. Furthermore, Nigeria's information minister Mohammed Idris said that the operation was carried out using American drones and guided missiles. Now, Idris said that a total of 16 GPS-guided munitions were deployed using MQ-9 Reaper unmanned drones, neutralizing several ISIS elements. Ratifying Abuja's claims, a Pentagon official reportedly said that the strikes were approved by the Nigerian government. However, there was no clarity on the location of the strikes or which militant faction was specifically targeted. The U.S. defense officials only posted a video of a missile launch from the deck of a battleship. Meanwhile, the U.S. President Donald Trump, in an interview with the Politico, said that several jihadist camps persecuting Christians in Nigeria were decimated by the country's military. Now, Trump has also called the airstrikes as his personal Christmas present. However, a special advisor to the Nigerian President Bola Tinubu has called Donald Trump's claims to be sketchy. He also acknowledged that the government is simply unable to establish whether the so-called Islamic State fighters or members of other jihadist groups have been targeted. Furthermore, the Islamic government workers in the country's Sokoto state, where the strikes happened, have criticized the United States for the bombings. They say that these bombings have exposed the country's weakness, while warning that Nigeria could become a theater of war for foreign powers.
Sokoto state is almost over 90% Muslims. In fact, there was never any incident of persecution of Christians in Sokoto state. Their churches were not attacked. Nobody is, there's no any genocide of Christians in Sokoto state. So we see an irony, and we wouldn't like another foreigner to come to say they will turn Nigeria into a theater of war, whereby Nigeria will become the field where they fight each other.
Now, on the ground, police at a town in Sokoto have cordoned off an area where a small crater was found, drawing the locals to the site. The residents say that there were no casualties or damage to nearby property, and several citizens living in nearby villages expressed fear following the strikes, with some thinking it to be a terror attack. The residents at the village of Jabo in Sokoto have said that they heard something flying overhead before crashing and then bursting into flames in a field. A video shows a massive fire and also a group of villagers carrying several pieces of the debris of this American missile that was used to strike this very poor area in northern Nigeria. Now, the country's Kwara region, where there was some serious damage, residents said that they heard a large explosion in the middle of the night. While the government has said that there are no casualties that have been reported, but these are some of the homes and the huts of these very poor people that have been bombed by the United States. On the contrary, the residents in Lagos hailed the joint military operations conducted by the US and Nigeria. The locals say that they are grateful to both Washington and to Abuja.